My name is Hannah Brooks. I was 27 years old when my parents forced me to raise my sister's baby like she was my own. And the worst part, my sister Emily didn't even ask me herself. She just disappeared. One morning she left a 6-month-old baby girl on my apartment doorstep with a diaper bag and a handwritten note saying, "You're better at this family stuff than I am." Flushed heartbreak. Then she vanished for 3 years. No calls, no money, no birthdays, nothing. Meanwhile my parents kept defending her. Emily is young. Emily needs freedom. Family helps family. But apparently, family only meant me sacrificing everything. I gave up promotions, relationships, sleep, freedom. I became a mother overnight to a child who wasn't even mine. And after 3 years of silence, my sister suddenly returned during her college graduation ceremony pretending to be the perfect mother in front of everyone. But she had no idea what that stunt was about to cost her publicly. My name is Hannah Brooks. I grew up in Dallas, Texas with my parents and my younger sister Emily. Emily was beautiful, the kind of beautiful people forgive too easily. Teachers adored her. Boys obsessed over her. My parents protected her constantly. Meanwhile I became the responsible daughter. Which sounds nice, until you realize responsible children are usually the ones forced to carry everyone else's problems. By 16, I cooked dinners while Emily went to parties. By 18, I worked 2 jobs while Emily traveled with friends. And every time I complained, my mother repeated the same sentence. "You're stronger than your sister." At first, I took that as a compliment. Eventually I realized it was an excuse. A reason to demand more from me while expecting less from Emily. Then at 24, my life finally started improving. I had a good apartment, a stable marketing career, a boyfriend named Daniel who genuinely loved me. For the first time ever, I felt peaceful. Then Emily got pregnant. Everything exploded after that. The baby's father disappeared immediately. Emily panicked. My parents panicked harder. And somehow, their panic became my responsibility. I remember sitting in my parents' kitchen while my mother cried dramatically. Emily's life will be ruined. Meanwhile Emily sat scrolling through her phone silently. Not crying, not scared, just annoyed. Then Dad looked directly at me and said, "You'll help her." Not, "Would you, could you, you will." That night Daniel warned me carefully. "Your family treats you like an emotional backup plan." I defended them automatically, because children conditioned by guilt usually do. When baby Lily was born, things became worse immediately. Emily hated motherhood. She complained constantly. The crying, the diapers, the responsibility. One evening she looked directly at me holding Lily and whispered, "Sometimes I wish I never had her." That sentence terrified me, because she meant it. Over the next few months, Emily disappeared more and more. Parties, trips, random weekends away. Meanwhile I became Lily's real caregiver without realizing it. I bought formula, attended doctor appointments, stayed awake during fevers. At one point Lily started reaching for me instead of Emily automatically. My mother actually laughed about it. "Ah, she thinks you're mommy." I didn't laugh, because deep down, I knew something dangerous was happening emotionally. Then one rainy October morning, everything changed. I opened my apartment door before work and found Lily sitting in her car seat beside a diaper bag. Alone. A note rested on top. "You're better at this family stuff than I am." That was it. No apology, no explanation, nothing. I called Emily immediately, straight to voicemail. Then my mother. Her response still makes me sick remembering it. Give her time. Emily abandoned her baby like forgotten luggage. And somehow my family still protected her. The next few weeks were chaos. I filed emergency guardianship paperwork while balancing full-time work and caring for Lily. Daniel tried helping at first. But eventually he sat me down gently and said, "I love you, but your family is drowning you." 3 months later, he left. Not because he stopped loving me. Because my entire life revolved around surviving everyone else's mess. And honestly, part of me understood. So at 25 years old, I became a single mother to a child who wasn't mine. And somehow Lily became the best thing that ever happened to me. Her first words, first steps, tiny sleepy hugs. She healed parts of me I didn't know were broken. For the first time in my life, someone loved me without demanding sacrifice first. Meanwhile Emily remained completely gone. Occasionally my parents received postcards from random cities. Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Every single postcard only talked about Emily herself. Never Lily, not once. Still my parents defended her constantly. "She's finding herself. She wasn't ready." Meanwhile I was exhausted beyond words. One evening after Lily fell asleep on my chest, I finally snapped at my parents during dinner. Why is Emily allowed to destroy lives while everyone protects her? Silence filled the table. Then Dad responded coldly, because you can handle pressure better. That sentence changed something permanently inside me. Because suddenly, I understood the truth. They didn't value me more. They sacrificed me more. There's a difference. Over time, I stopped waiting for Emily to return entirely. Lily became my daughter emotionally even if biology said otherwise. Then 3 years later, Emily came back. And not quietly. She returned during her university graduation weekend after suddenly deciding she wanted to reconnect publicly. Apparently she had reinvented herself online as an inspirational young mother overcoming hardship. I almost laughed when I saw her social media posts. Pictures pretending she raised Lily herself. Captions about single motherhood struggles. Meanwhile she hadn't changed one diaper in years. Then my mother begged me to attend Emily's graduation ceremony. Please don't ruin this for her. That sentence alone nearly made me refuse. But I went, not for Emily, for Lily. The university auditorium overflowed with cheering families. Emily walked across the stage smiling proudly while cameras flashed everywhere. Then during her speech as graduating student representative, she decided to perform her little stunt. Holding the microphone dramatically, Emily smiled emotionally and said, "The hardest part of my journey was becoming a young mother." My jaw tightened instantly. Around me people nodded sympathetically. Emily continued perfectly rehearsed, tears forming in her eyes. But my daughter Lily gave me purpose. I felt physically sick, because Lily barely recognized this woman. Then Emily smiled toward the audience and announced, "And today I want my daughter to join me on stage." Suddenly spotlights searched the crowd. Parents clapped emotionally. Emily looked directly at me expecting cooperation. Like I was still the obedient sister carrying her lies. But something inside me finally broke. I stood slowly holding Lily's hand. The auditorium smiled expectantly. Then I spoke loudly enough for nearby microphones to catch every word. "Lily doesn't know who you are." Silence. Instant silence. Emily froze on stage. I continued calmly despite my shaking hands. "You abandoned her at my apartment 3 years ago." Gasps spread across the auditorium immediately. Emily's face turned white. My mother whispered harshly, "Hannah, stop." But I couldn't anymore. Years of exhaustion, pain, sacrifice, everything exploded out publicly. "You disappeared for 3 years while I raised your daughter alone." The audience looked horrified now. Some people pulled phones out recording immediately. Emily tried grabbing the microphone tighter. "That's not true." I pulled emergency guardianship papers from my purse calmly. Because deep down, part of me always knew this day would come. Court documents say otherwise. A professor near the stage took the papers carefully, confused. Then his expression changed instantly reading them. Whispers spread everywhere. Emily looked panicked now. Real panic. Not fake emotional speech panic. Her perfect inspirational image collapsed publicly in real time. Then the final blow came unexpectedly. Little Lily looked up at me confused by all the shouting and whispered loudly, "Mommy, can we go home now?" "Mommy." Not Aunt Hannah. "Mommy." The entire auditorium heard it. Emily's face shattered completely. And honestly, mine almost did too. Because hearing Lily call me mommy publicly for the first time hurt and healed me simultaneously. Emily started crying suddenly. But nobody comforted her anymore. Not even my parents. For once, the truth was louder than manipulation. I picked Lily up gently and walked toward the exit. People moved aside silently watching us. Then behind me I heard my father shouting Emily's name angrily for the first time in my entire life. Not protecting her. Demanding answers. Too late. Way too late. Outside the auditorium, warm Texas wind hit my face while Lily wrapped her arms around my neck sleepily. Then softly she whispered, "Are you sad, Mommy?" I kissed her forehead carefully. "No, baby." And for the first time in years, I actually meant it. Because something heavy finally disappeared that day. The guilt, the obligation, the silence. I spent my whole life cleaning up disasters created by people who called me strong whenever they needed someone to sacrifice. But strength without boundaries becomes self-destruction. And I was finally done destroying myself for people who never protected me. 6 months later, the court finalized full custody. Emily didn't even contest it. Apparently public embarrassment mattered more to her than motherhood ever did. My parents tried apologizing afterward. Especially my father. But some damage changes relationships permanently. Forgiveness happened slowly. Distance remained necessary. Meanwhile Lily grew happier every day. Safe. Loved. Wanted. And every night before bed she whispered the same sentence while hugging me tightly. Love you, mommy. The title I never expected became the greatest honor of my life. Being the strong one in a family often means being the one everyone sacrifices first. Real love is not abandoning responsibility and expecting others to carry your burdens silently. And sometimes, the people who step up emotionally become more of a parent than the biological ones ever were. Strength needs boundaries, love needs action, and children deserve stability more than excuses. If this story touched your heart, thumbs up, like this video. Bell, subscribe for more emotional stories. Speech balloon, comment below. Would you forgive a sibling who abandoned their child? Flushed heartbreak.